Kick off with Hugh Wozencroft and former England defender Danny Mills. Messages on 81089. Steve says, who's to say Levy hasn't masterminded this to get the price up? Saying Kane isn't for sale is the best way to drive it upwards. No name on this. It says, if Harry Kane was playing in the 70s, he wouldn't go on strike because he would actually need his wages. Times have changed, unfortunately. Keep your calls coming in as well. 08717 223344. Let's speak to Terry. He's a Spurs fan. Good evening, Terry.
Good afternoon, good evening, gentlemen. How are you?
Very well. Has Kane tarnished his reputation with you?
I don't think so. I'm a bit disappointed about this, but I think it's got more to do with the press and the mainstream media, how they're doing this. Because I watched Sky Sports earlier on today, and you had the guy standing outside the Tottenham place, and he was literally adding 2 + 2 and getting 7. So in one breath, he's going, he's not turned up, that's the second day, blah, 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 this. And then he said, in the next breath, but of course, he was holidaying in Bahamas, which is the orange banded groups of Ireland.
All right, Terry, just on that, why doesn't Harry Kane or Harry Kane's team come out and say, this is why I've not turned up for training then? And like I said earlier on, Dan, if you were listening, elite sportsmen are exempt. They can still go to their place of work.
Yes, but what's to say it's not his wife or his kid, right?
What do you mean? They're not going to work. They're not playing for Spurs.
No. But if she's come up and positive, elite sportsmen, yes, but not the spouses. So if she's feeling under the weather, I mean,
should have been tested. If she's negative, it's fine.
No.
I don't think we need to spend time arguing about it. I don't think. I think we can safely say it's not true, is it? Let's be perfectly honest.
What I was trying to say, what the point I was actually phoning up about was to say about the contract. Name me the last big player to sign a 6-year contract. I reckon 3 years ago, he wanted to sign a 3-year contract, 4-year contract at the most. And Daniel Levy said, no, we're going to get rid of Pochettino. We're in the doldrums. We're bringing in Mourinho. Think about it. We're bringing in Mourinho. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. So sign a 6-year deal. And he said, no, I want 4. And he went, no, 6. And he said, I'll tell you what, after 3 years, if we're not in the Champions League and we're not winning stuff, give me an agreement that I can leave. If a big team comes in.
Put it in writing then.
Right, then go for it. And what Danny Mills is saying about gentlemen's agreements and everything like that, maybe not what happened with him.
They don't exist, Terry. They don't exist.
They do exist.
Terry, you're talking about a multi-billion-dollar business. Gentlemen's agreements do not exist, and any agent worth his salt would never ever agree to a chat over the table saying, "Oh, let's agree to this."
And now that's the one thing I agree with you, Danny. Any agent worth his salt would never agree to it. But it's not any agent, and it's not worth his salt. It's his brother. And
then Harry Kane's daft for having his brother as his agent.
Well, yes, exactly. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying this way. I'm more not happy about the fact the way Sky are trying to make a story out of something.
Well, we don't listen.
Possibly not there.
But he's not turned up for training. That's a fact.
No, it's not a fact. They reported that 3 buses went in there with darkened windows this morning, and they couldn't see who's on it.
Listen, we listen. I don't want to cast aspersions over the reporters elsewhere. We're talkSPORT. I'm sure they're doing a stellar job at Sky Sports, and if they were here to defend
I think if Harry Kane was at training, he might have come out and said, I was here.
Well, yeah. I think we would have known if Harry Kane was at training. But I think Terry makes a good point. I genuinely feel like this 6-year deal, 200k a week, was 100% a favour in good faith from Harry Kane to Dan Levy. 200k a week.
Then he's daft.
For the top scorer in the Premier League.
Then he's daft.
At that point in time, Yaya Toure was getting paid almost 400 grand to sit on not even on the bench, to sit in the crowd at the Etihad.
So how long did he have left when he signed that contract? A year? 2 years? Stay then. Just don't sign a new contract.
Or leave, go to Man City then.
Get
350k a week.
He was on about 80.
He should have left.
He was on about 80 grand a week.
He should have left years ago. That's the reality. He should have left years ago.
He was on about 80 grand a week, and then he got this new bumper deal. So they nearly trebled his wages.
He should have left years ago.
He had the choice. Everybody has a choice. He didn't have to sign that contract. Didn't have to sign it. He chose to sign a 6-year contract. He had all the power at that point. With 2 years left or whatever it was on his contract, he could have said, you know what, I'm going to see it out, and then I'll get to 25 and I'll decide if I want to leave. But he didn't. He chose to take £10 million a year for 6 years.
Keep your views coming in 81089. Tweet at talkSPORT. Let's quickly round off our conversation about Harry Kane with a Manchester City fan who's given us a call all the way from LA, transatlantically. Steve, good evening.
Hey, well, actually, it's morning here, but thank you.
I hope you've not reversed the charges.
So I've got a big problem, guys. I'm literally looking at a divorce here. So I'm going to tell you why, and I'll bring it all together very quickly. My wife said to me, I can't believe you're doing this all over again, because a year ago and 2 years ago and 3 years ago, your team was after a little Argentinian who said he had a gentleman's agreement to leave the club. And you thought he was going to join City. So you were watching television and listening to talkSPORT 24 hours a day, and it didn't happen. And look at Barcelona now. So here's my question, guys. Daniel Levy, we all know who Daniel Levy is. We know the way he works. Here's my question. If he doesn't sell Harry Kane, what state of finance are Tottenham going to be in? Think about this for a minute, guys. They've got the new studio. They're going out buying players. The new stadium. They're going out buying players. They're spending money. Money didn't come in last year, and they're reporting record losses. So let me ask you this. If he doesn't agree to sell Harry Kane, what is the future of Tottenham?
I mean, look, it's a good question. No, it's a good question in terms of their financial position, because you've got to remember, as I said a little bit earlier on, sponsorship deals based on success, qualification for the Champions League, fans and their happiness and their desire to watch the club.
Fans are still going to turn up whether Harry Kane's there or not.
They are, but they're going to show up to more games if you're in the Champions League. If you know that. Well, to be honest, there'll be more games in the Europa Conference League. So actually,
exactly.
There'll be more matches. But you get the point. I think fans will be happier if they have one of the best goal scorers in the Premier League in their team rather than someone else's, because they're not going to get a replacement at the same level.
No, but they're not going to not go. That's the thing as well, and Daniel Levy knows that. They're still going.
Shareholders.
They're still going to get the NFL deals. They're still going to get the concert deals. All that money from that amazing stadium is all going to come rolling back in. What actually happens on the pitch in terms of the Premier League is probably relatively insignificant compared to the rest of Tottenham's financial plan. COVID's killed it because of NFL and stadiums and concerts and everything, all those types of things that the ground was going to be used for. That's where all the money was coming in to pay for it. Not from Harry Kane. Daniel Levy knows that. Whether you like him or not, he's one of the shrewdest businessmen on the planet.
Alfonso says Harry Kane should have done what Kylian Mbappe is doing now at Paris Saint-Germain. Danny, gentlemen's agreements do exist. Take Fergie and Ronaldo, for example, at Manchester United. Finally, Stephen, strong opinion. He says Harry Kane's a Judas. He was happy to sign a contract that has 3 years left. Now he throws his toys out the pram.
Gentlemen's
I hope
agreement.
he gets booed next time he plays for or against us. He's dead to me, says
Gentlemen's
Stephen.
agreements.
That's a bit much, Stephen.
Yeah, but gentlemen's agreements only are a thing if both people agree to it at the end of it. If someone says, no, I'm not if one party says, now, you know what, change my mind, that gentleman's agreement's out the window. Simple as that.
Stay with us here on talkSPORT. Up next, we'll ask you if the players in the Premier League should continue to take a knee.
Kick-off with Hugh Wozencroft. Tuesday to Thursday night, 7 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.